Hashtag Ghana meets Jamaica. Hashtag more than a festival.
Centuries ago, millions of Africans were taken from this site, their names erased, their identities rewritten, and their homes forgotten. But one thing survived: the rhythm, the culture, and the spirit. That spirit crossed the Atlantic Ocean and gave birth to something even more powerful. Something the world later called reggae. And now, in a movement that feels bigger than music, that same spirit is returning back to where it all began. Because reggae royalty, Morgan heritage, has arrived in Ghana. Not just for a visit, but for a purpose that could reconnect a people and rewrite a story. Now, and what does this movement really mean for Africa and the diaspora? In this video, I break it all down. Now, let's get into it.
Guys, if you've enjoyed this video so far, please do me a huge favor and hit the like button and subscribe. These videos take quite a long time to make, so if you could help me out, I'll love you forever. Thank you all for your support. Now let's get back to this crazy story.
So Morgan Heritage is in Ghana for Ghana Jamaica Homecoming Festival 2026, a powerful initiative designed to reconnect Africa with the diaspora, especially those in the Caribbean.
On behalf of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, Africa's leading president on the mission of reparation or reparative justice at the United Nations, a historic moment that Ghana is the leading African nation who has led the adoption of transatlantic slave trade as an inhumane and the grievous injustice against black people in human existence. This historic milestone of His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama at the United Nations, coupled with President John Mahama's promotion of our culture and heritage on the international scene, has brought home our brother Gramps Morgan. Gramps Morgan is a 3-time Grammy award-winning artist. A resounding round of applause. Ever since the demise of his brother Peter, he hasn't stepped foot onto our land. So its homecoming is reconnecting to his roots, which is Ghana. So on behalf of the Minister of Tourism, Honorable Mamaga Ablajifa Gomashi, and on behalf of Ghana Tourism Authority, we welcome our brother Gramps Morgan back home to Ghana. Gramps, your people.
Now, the festival is not just about music or entertainment, but it's about identity, history, and reconnection. Because for centuries, Africans were taken across the transatlantic slave trade, and today, Ghana is opening its doors and inviting them back home. But here is where it even gets deeper. In fact, this isn't Morgan Heritage first connection to Ghana, because the leader of the group, Gramps Morgan, has already built strong cultural ties with Ghana. And in fact, he has been honored and recognized within the traditional leadership circles, symbolizing something powerful. In fact, the moment he got to the airport, the Ghana Traditional Council said, "Hey, Obake, we no go agree give you the Fantis and the Kumasi. Anytime you go, we too will go crown." So this one, they didn't wait to crown. They will crown him development chief right at the airport. The Ghana people.
Africa, rise up, Africa. Voices rise from coast to coast, telling stories we need most. Truth and power, clear and strong. Africa's heartbeat in our song. Kweku Africa.
On behalf of the Ghana Traditional Council, in Deputy Government, we Usabu Akwe Authority to the first. On behalf of myself, me Aye, Pesa Tumbu first, and Pesa Royal family, we say, Obake to our Honorable Chief. Me, Oyemi, in Pesa, the first Development Chief of the state. Post-time last year,
and they gave him the stool name Nim Pese the first. Nanam Pese or Nim Pese. So Morgan Heritage has been crowned as a development chief in Ghana. All right. Now this shows that he's not just a visitor. In fact, he is a son returning home. And when he came down, you could see that he really knows how to do that. Now, this moment represents something bigger than Ghana, something bigger than Jamaica. It's about the global reconnection of African people across continent and across history. And from the year of return to beyond the return, Ghana has been leading a movement. And now, with Morgan Heritage here, the movement is even becoming louder and impossible to ignore. Now, at the Ghana-Jamaica Homecoming Festival launch, he made a new song for Ghana's President John Dramani Mahama for leading the charge for the United Nations to recognize slavery as the gravest sin of all time. So, he made a song for President Mahama.
Gramps Morgan, reparations in a Ghana style.
Not a handout, but to acknowledge. But we're going to do it not just reggae style. We're going to do it high life. Remix by the Gramps Morgan of Morgan Heritage. Oh, President Mahama, I thank you for saying what you said at the United Nations. For your reparations.
And then he called on all and sundry to support the Ghana-Jamaica Homecoming Festival.
And maybe we can ask Nigeria, truly, is your jollof rice better than Ghana? These are the things we're going to have so much fun with as Africans, and we can laugh and hug our brothers and sisters across the world. Come and experience the culture. Come and reconnect with your roots. Come and build the future with us. Because this is not just an event. This is not just a gathering. Hashtag Ghana meets Jamaica. Hashtag more than a festival. Hashtag let's wash away our tears. Thank you.
He also spoke about how he discovered, dancehall artist Stonebwoy.
And when I went inside, I realized that the place was bigger than what he was. He had the club, and then I saw the parking lot. I said, why don't we do it in the parking lot? This is a venue. He said, you sure, man? I said, yeah, man. And I said, invite all of the reggae and the dancehall artists that is there. And that's where, amongst many other artists, I discovered a young youth named Stonebwoy. Yeah. And amongst all the artists performing that night, he sounded the most Jamaican for some reason. I'm like, is he from Jamaica or he's Ghanaian? He said, no, he's from Ghana. I said, impossible. And from that day, I think I met him very shortly in the VIP area, and that was it. And then Morgan Heritage went on tour again, and the Spirit said to me, call that young man. And I said, I want you to come, and I reached out to him, I said, I want you to be the opening act for Morgan Heritage on our European tour. And from that, this boy, Stonebwoy, don't look back. He has pushed, and now he's one of the prominent artists in Ghana.
But now this is what most people are missing. This is part of a bigger vision Ghana has been building, from the year of return to beyond the return, and now this. Africa is no longer waiting. In fact, Africa is calling her people home, and Morgan Heritage is not just answering that call. In fact, they are amplifying it to the world. At the time the world is divided, Ghana and Jamaica are showing us something different: unity beyond borders, identity beyond history, and power in a shared culture. In fact, this is not just Ghana's story, this is a global African story. So the next time you hear reggae, remember it didn't just start in Jamaica, because it carries the heartbeat of Africa, and now the heartbeat is coming full circle. Now, what is your take of Morgan Heritage in Ghana, and which of the scenes really impress you?